the key aspect to promoting innovation is really to being open, to having us be open to the innovation. It sounds like kind of a simple and obvious answer, but because we have so much experience, inherent experience, I think that the biggest challenge at the beginning of the COTS program, as from the NASA, from the station side, us working through the relationship with the industry partners, my biggest issue I had was that the NASA side thought that they knew the answer, okay? And because they thought they knew the answer, they never let our industry partners, they never opened up their eyes on, or their minds on, kind of what were the potential possible ranges of answers that they could get. And so that was kind of the biggest hurdle I had with our team, was to say, just give them the requirement and wait and see what solutions they're going to be coming up with. Because you never know. And if you tell them the answer, you're not going to get the wide open space of solutions that they could come up with. And so it took a little bit of time, but honestly, working with multiple vehicles and multiple providers, what you found out is they were coming up with some very, very unique solutions and approaches for how to do that. And so it maybe wasn't the approach that we would have taken, but it ended up in a lot of cases getting to a solution and an end game where we were okay with. So the more the team saw that the partners were successful with their approaches, the more they enabled innovation, right? And so it just took that little step of saying, well, I don't know how many teams would come in and say, they're never going to get there, or they're never going to do this. I don't know how many people told me that for like the first 2 years. And I would just say, well, let's just see what they come up with. Let's just see what they're going to do. Why don't you give them some options of things that we've done, and then say why you did it, and then see what they're going to come up with that would still meet our needs, right? And just that little holding back on, well, this is how you have to do it, and I don't think anything other way is going to be successful. That was the biggest tool, I think, for us allowing innovation. Sometimes I say we need to kind of put the crazy back into the discussion, right? I think we as we're moving forward, we're going to need to not think about what we did, but think about what would be all the potential options, even the crazy options, and then really and then think a little bit about what, why are we taking those crazy options off the table, and just make sure that those are really true hurdles or roadblocks for us that we can't remove, right? Because I'll come up with SpaceX. SpaceX came in originally. They said, you know what? We don't want to go buy this radio off the shelf. We want to go develop our own radio, and they called it the Cuckoo. And they wanted it, and there was a lot of people that thought that was an appropriate name to have for them, because who would ever go do something as crazy as that, is going and developing your own off-the-shelf radio to go interface with the space station? Well, guess what? They had a Cuckoo, and they used it for their first demonstration missions, and it met their needs. Same kind of things going on with SpaceX right now with Commercial Crew. They're developing their own docking system that's specific for their vehicle, leveraging off the knowledge that we have in the docking system and the interface design. People thought that's a crazy thing to go do. But to the International Space Station program's credit, they didn't say, you can't go do that. They said, okay, well, let us help you with what you need to be able to go do that. They didn't stop and say, that's crazy, we're not going to go do that, right? So I think the more the more we allow the crazy ideas to come in, and the more we allow them to be put on the table and don't censor them, I think the more opportunities we are not automatically taking off the plate.